Hi, Farmer Carrie. What are the 5 fun things happening in the farm this second week in June?
June? You call this June? I call it Junuary. A cross between January and June because, well, right now the sun finally came out, but it has been so cold and rainy and cloudy and crazy weather. But anyway, these are the 5 fun things. First fun thing, spinach loves cold, wet conditions. So look at this spinach. It is getting enormous. And you may think spinach only grows this big because that's what you see in the store. But look, spinach leaves can be huge. Who's that in the garden eating the spinach? It's Brienne! That's Deborah Davies' daughter. She loves spinach. Is it good?
Great, Farmer Carrie.
That was a big leaf you ate. Look how big our spinach is. Let's go see what else loves to grow in these cool January conditions. So, Miss Lavasser, here we are with the second fun thing, our pumpkins. Now, you know, pumpkins are a warm weather crop, but they are loving this weather. In fact, we did the other video last week on a Friday. Today is Wednesday, and I would say the pumpkins have grown almost 2 feet. Look at this. Look how much it's grown. We can measure it every single week. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? And now this week we have a flower. And I can see in the back is a little pumpkin forming, but how is it going to get pollinated? There's no male flower. Uh-oh. Well, they'll figure that out later. But you can see all up and down the row, the pumpkin vines are going crazy. And you know, people keep asking me, can you really trellis pumpkins? Well, I Googled it. You Google pumpkin trellis and you will not believe the photos that you see of hanging pumpkins. This is going to be so much fun. Now, you know there's a few stubby little plants here. It's like, what's happening with those? It's a different variety. This is a butterbush. And that right here is a, this is a winter luxury pumpkin. This is our kind of funny labeling thing. Don't pay attention to that. But yeah, so anyway, isn't it fun how much our pumpkins are growing?
It's amazing, Farmer Carrie.
I know, it's so much fun. Now, let's go to another plant that loves this weather. Here we are in the lettuce patch, which, as I said, loves this cool, wet weather. And we are going to harvest this for the school lunches and for Whidbey Island Nourishes. Now, isn't lettuce marvelous? Look at all the different shapes and sizes and colors and textures. There is so much diversity in lettuce. Now, there are a few ways you can eat your lettuce, as you may have been discovering from growing your own. You can just pick a leaf off like this and eat it in your salad, or you can cut the whole head off. Okay, here we go. Thank you, lettuce. Time to go to Win or the school lunches. Look at that big, beautiful head of romaine. Isn't that awesome?
That's awesome.
Now, another thing you can do with certain kinds of lettuce, see this guy right here? This is called a red sails. And red sails, you can actually, here, I'll take those outer leaves off that aren't so good. You can cut it up a little bit. I got it. Then you can just cut it off. And right there, you can see there's a little growing leaves. I cut it up high enough, you can see the little growing leaves. And I've got my salad. And that will grow back. Isn't that fun? Now, I want to show you something else about this lettuce. Let's go down here and look at some baby romaine. Now, you could say, well, this is so small. Farmer Carrie, what's going on here? It's baby romaine. It's a lovely little baby romaine, and this is ready to harvest. See that little guy? Isn't he cute? That's like a little salad right there. Now, one thing is you have to know, did you buy baby romaine seeds or big bomber romaine seeds? Because if you planted this and you're waiting for it to look this way, this big, never going to happen. So it's always good to really read your seed packet and know what kind and what size of lettuce you bought. Look, isn't that nice with those little, this is crispy mint, this is got curly leaves. Now there's one other kind of lettuce I want to show you that's really cool. Mr. Levasseur, let's see if the bird is there. She's in her nest. Now, can you imagine? She has been sitting there since last Friday we saw her. Do you think you could sit on eggs that still for that many days? Think about it. So here we are in another lettuce bed. Isn't this marvelous? These marvelous colors here and so many different kinds. Oh, we chopped their little heads off here. Here's that baby romaine that's actually getting beyond baby. It needs to be cut. And we are down here with our easy cut lettuce that has been developed by plant breeders. And it's been developed to be one cut, and it's like a salad goes right in your bowl. And we're growing this year. We've got two varieties, a dark one, see that? It's got sort of burgundy and green, and this one's all green. And look how you cut this one. It's so much fun. Let me get a nice big one, okay? Whoops, that's a little bit too far. Okay, now I'll cut this one. See, it's got all these separate leaves coming out of the base. I'm gonna cut it like that. Bingo, salad. Look at that. I got my salad right there. I think I'm gonna have some from the green. This isn't quite ready, but we're gonna cut it anyway. It's a little baby one that could get bigger. Here's this. These are buckwheat, by the way. Okay, look, there's my salad all ready for me. Shall I have some peas too? Yum. Okay, I've got my salad. Look at that. That's another fun kind of lettuce.
All you need is a little dressing.
That's right. And Kylie can tell us how to make it. Now, you can tell how much I love lettuce, but let's go to the fourth fun thing. So here we are in the tomato patch. And these tomatoes are actually not minding this cold weather. They're warm weather crops, but they seem to be doing great. What happened here? Oh goodness, yesterday we had a Junuary windstorm and the tomatoes were blowing over, and we're still getting T-posts because we need to trellis these. And thank you so much for all your donations. We still need some more. So I put these temporary posts up for the ones that were blowing over. And you know what I noticed? Oh my goodness, they have so many suckers that we need to take off. Let's see, I gotta pop these off. You know how you go down and you get the stem and the leaf? Here we go, pop. I'm gonna pop these off, or it's gonna be a jungle here. Look at this, pop, pop. Let me get that one right. Yes, you have to take the suckers off your tomatoes, and they're sneaking up on you. They're suckering, and you've gotta go in there and look very carefully. Otherwise, you're going to have your tomato plant. Remember, that's for indeterminate tomatoes, and we have a video about that. We'll put a link. Okay, this one's getting big. We have to prune our tomatoes. Okay. Now this one has a double stem here. I might leave that one. It's big enough. Pop, pop. Okay, I think you understand. I'll finish the rest off. But these are our indeterminate sun golds, and they are doing great. That's fun. Now, let's go to our last fifth fun thing. Back over here again. Mr. Levasseur, do you remember back in March when school closed and everybody went home and we started doing our first videos, and we we said to the students, you can go out into your neighborhood and see all sorts of amazing things. And this was the first plant we showed, the Indian plum. At that time, I think it had maybe a couple little blossoms, but I don't see any Indian plums. But what I wanted to show you was how much our border has grown. We had the snowberry, which has little, beautiful little pink flowers now. And our red twig dogwood is growing, and the willow, and the mock orange, and this is a twinberry right here. This is a marvelous native plant hedge that's going to have food for wildlife and shelter for wildlife and all the things up, and it even has a bee. See, and it has pollinators, food for pollinators. Oh, look at the bees in the snowberries. So it's important to provide habitat for wildlife, and that's what we're doing on the north side of the farm, because the light's coming from the south, so this isn't going to get in the way of any of our vegetables, and we can do a marvelous thing. Look at all the bumblebees on that snowberry. Now, up here's another willow. This is an ocean spray, another mock orange. I think that's a hawthorn or something. And look at this marvelous rose. You can hear the bumbles in here. And what's really fun about this plant, besides the fact it's a marvelous thicket, is that, do you remember we found a nest in here? And I looked, and you know what?
Is it still there, Farmer Carey?
I think the robin has taken some of her nest stuff from last year, and maybe she used it in her nest this year, because the nest looks like it's been dismantled. It's been taken apart. So maybe another bird will make a nest in this. We'll have to find out. Isn't this a marvelous, marvelous rose? So that's our last fun thing this week, is our native hedge.
Thank you, Farmer Carey. This is really great this week.
I know. It's so fun to hear the bumbles. All right, bye-bye.
Bye, Farmer Carey.
Bye.